Hi, it's Gwyneth here on a fabulous Feel Good Friday, helping you to feel good about being you because you're amazing, you're fabulous, so that you go out into the world, so you let go of that stupid mask that you're pretending to be somebody else that you're not, which is really, really difficult, I know, at the moment because so many people, goodness gracious me, there's fear. There's a lot of fear around, and I totally understand that. But we shouldn't, whilst it's important to think about our well-being, health, safety, security from a job perspective, being able to pay the bills. Of course, all those things are important, but they mustn't take over you being who you are and you allowing yourself to be who you are. Now, that doesn't mean to say you can't acknowledge that there's negativity, you can't acknowledge that there's fear going on, uncertainty. Of course you can. But now more than ever, it's really important for you to stay grounded, for you to be authentic, for you to give yourself permission to be who you are. Don't make what is happening at the moment, don't make that into something bigger than it is. Because yes, right now things are difficult. It's not going to be like this forever, but I know that sometimes it seems like it will be. Now, why am I blabbering on about all this? A few weeks ago, in one of the groups I'm in, they put a lot of quotes, motivation stuff, boosting business women and all the rest of it. And one of the quotes was something along the lines of, um, your superpower is probably what's holding you back. And I thought, okay. Didn't make sense to me at first. Had to think about that for a little bit. But I did think about it for a little bit. And then it was like, bing! Wow. Absolutely. That is so true. When I first started out in business, the one thing that really held me back was having to market myself, having to sell myself, having those sales conversations with businesses, with customers about what it was that I could do for them. And I realize now that 7 years later, that fear of marketing myself, selling myself, having those conversations is precisely what I now do for other people. And in between times, I'm brilliant at it. Yes, okay, I'm blowing my own trumpet. Because nowadays I help people to market themselves, to sell themselves, to get ready for interviews so they're confident, to do the storytelling so they don't come across as being a show off and boasting and big-headed and all the rest of it, to help women in business have sales conversations so that they're not actually selling, detaching from the need to market, to sell, and actually establishing an emotional, psychological connection with everybody. One of the reasons I love talking to people. When you detach from that, duh, gotta do the marketing. Oh, social media, that's another thing. Bores me to tears if I have to do it myself. Love doing it for other people. So when you are potentially thinking about what is next, because I know a lot of people are thinking about what's next, please don't be tempted to just take what's available. It might be necessary for 1 or 2 months, but I want you to keep a focus, keep your eye on the big picture. Because I know also that a lot of people, they're thinking about their next step. This is going to be it now. This is going to be it potentially until I retire. I'm 55. I work with a lot of people around my age, and some of them are just like, well, it's not going to happen. Nobody's going to want me. Nobody's going to want to work with me. Not true. You have a lot to give, and you do have a superpower, and it's probably linked exactly with what is preventing you now from moving forward, from taking that next step. Let me see if I can give you another example. Yes, okay, planning for your next step. What if you are resisting planning for your next step because you're telling yourself that you absolutely no, nobody's going to want you because you're too old? What if it's precisely your planning skills or your organizational skills in the environment with people your age? What if that is your superpower? What if you can go out there and potentially look for a job, or even decide to set up in business on your own to help other people in your situation do the planning, find out, I don't know, events, online events, for goodness sake. You know, just hearing on the radio this morning in Austria, they're very worried now about the ski season because although skiing is going to be allowed with social distancing, the après ski, that's not going to exist anymore. So the very thing that is holding those businesses back, for example, could potentially be their new way of doing things. Don't want to have people seated. Don't know how my customers are going to react to not being able to, you know, all have a dance and a boogie and DJ Ötzi is very famous in Austria. I'm just trying to think. Hathaway also lives in Austria. Does he? Yes. Um, you know, all this stuff. So clearly I don't know your situation right now, but what I would love to do is I'm going to put a link with this video for a complimentary, it's on me, 30-minute call to find out what is your superpower. Okay, because I am quite sure that there is something that is holding you back that actually is the one thing that is going to help propel you forward. So if you are concerned potentially about, you don't know what's going to happen, there might be redundancy on the cards, you may have already lost your job, you're thinking about setting yourself up in business, any of those things, I know you have a superpower. I know that you're brilliant at something. But like I said, because there is so much kind of negativity and we have to be grateful for what we have and we have to appreciate what we have, and all that is absolutely fine, but it shouldn't actually be preventing you from compromising to the extent that your life becomes a compromise. You're better than that. So like I said, I'm going to put a link into wherever you're watching this video. Come on a call. Let's have a 30-minute call. Let's find out what your superpower is. And then, of course, it'll be up to you to take things forward in whichever way you believe is right for you. But let's get your superpower nailed so that you start looking at the future with a different kind of energy. So that whilst it's okay to acknowledge, yeah, things right now are pretty rubbish, but it's not going to be like this forever. And you're going to come out the other side, hands pumping, you've got this. And on that note, I wish you a fabulous Feel Good Friday, an amazing weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep social distancing going, keep washing your hands. Loads of love and bye for now.